Weather and life both change quickly. Do you have a farm estate plan? You need to learn the best option to help your family avoid or minimize federal estate taxes and other costs.
I'm Brad Swenson, President of Swenson Investments and Commodities. We work confidentially with farmers, ranchers, and advisors to help develop the best farm estate plan.
It's Farm Basics time again, and what we do during our Farm Basics is take something that we deal with as farmers that could be relatively complex and simplify that, so even if you're a non-farmer, you can understand what we're dealing with on the farm. One of the most important things in terms of weed control on our farm is using pre-emerge herbicides. And what a pre-emerge herbicide is, it's something that you're going to use before the crop and before the weeds come out of the ground. You spray that herbicide out there and it will kill the weeds, but different products work in different ways. We wanted to explain that.
When farmers use herbicides before the crop is up and before the weeds are up, there are really two different places that those pesticides are targeting the weeds to wipe them up. They're looking for the place that's actively growing on the weed where cell division's happening. So it's either going to be the roots or it's going to be the shoot that's trying to come out of the ground and grow the upper portion of the plant. So we've got some different types of pre-emerge herbicides.
So for example, if you have a product like Harness, Harness is a shoot inhibitor. So if you've got a grass seed that's sitting down below the ground, let's say it's sitting at an inch deep, the shoot is going to be above that seed. Okay, so we want to get the herbicide into that area. In other words, if you've got the herbicide down 2 inches deep, that's not going to do you a whole lot of good. That's where the roots are going to be, sure. But this particular product and that family, the shoot inhibitors, they will go into the shoot. So it needs to be very shallow. So when we talk about Harness, and the reason why this is so important, Harness and all the products that are similar to it, these shoot inhibitors, if a farmer will till that chemical into the ground, he's got to till it very, very shallow.
I like looking at the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say you're a gardener. You may be using a product called Preen around your flowers, around your vegetable garden. You could also be using that same chemistry, trifluralin, in your soybean crops as a pre-emerge grass and small-seeded broadleaf control product. Now, Preen or Treflan is a product that controls the weeds by entering the roots. It's a root inhibitor. So this is a type of product that can be put on a little bit deeper. When you think about that, maybe that seedling is at an inch deep, but the roots go down. So this one could be down a couple of inches deep and still do an effective job controlling the weeds by being a root inhibitor.
So the most important thing here is, sure, either way you're going to get weed control, whether it's a root inhibitor or shoot inhibitor, but the important thing is for the farmer to know what he's got, because if he's got a root inhibitor, we'd actually kind of like that herbicide just a little bit deeper. If he's got a shoot inhibitor, it's got to be relatively shallow, otherwise it's not going to be very effective.
Well, there are a lot of different ways that farmers can control weeds, but can they get this tough weed under control? We'll show you how later in the show.